Fight Fiend Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host, back for another stacked pay-per-view event going down Miami, Florida. Let's frickin' go. Starting it off with the first fight of the night, women's fight in the bantamweight division. We got 8-2 Nora Cornolle. She's a decent fighter from France. She can push forward, be aggressive, and get this win. She has a couple nice knockout wins, and she will be the more aggressive fighter, in my opinion, in this fight. Split decision loss 6 months ago to Jacqueline Cavalcanti is not a bad loss. That's a good loss. Hailey Cowan, 7-3, has not fought in nearly 2 years. She lost unanimously to Jamie Lynn Horth, who is not at the caliber of Cavalcanti or Nora Cornolle, who she is fighting. I think she will lose. Reach advantage, the exact same. The height, the exact same. Cowan, 2 years younger, off from fighting, doing whatever for 2 years. I don't think that's good for her. Maybe she's been training. Maybe she's been putting in that work, but she has to prove it to us as an underdog. And I don't hear the underdog barking. I like the woman's bantamweight fighter from France to get her hand raised in this first fight of the night. The second fight of the night is a middleweight clash between Marco Tulio and Tresean Gore. Now, Tulio, pretty big favorite in this fight. He fought twice on Dana White's Contender Series, and in my opinion, not that impressive. He didn't even get the contract the first time around, and he won versus Yusri Belgori by a decision. And then he knocked out Mathieu Duclos. Nice knockout. Debut fight, beat Ior Potieria. A lot of people have been doing that. Tulio is still a good prospect, but I think Tresean Gore is getting disrespected a little bit in this fight. Same age, same height, same reach advantage. But I think Tresean Gore has more of a way to win on the ground. More of a path to victory. More paths to victory in this fight. You know, Tulio has no submission wins. He's not a great grappler. He's not that good on the ground. And Tresean Gore could exploit the weakness of the grappling in this fight. He could get another submission win. He won the last two fights by a submission, a signature guillotine choke. The last one was a standing guillotine choke. He's super dangerous. He had a nice knockout to Gilbert Urbina, showing his power, explosiveness. He could show us his explosive power in this fight if they're just going to trade on the feet. So on the feet, on the ground, I kind of like the underdog, Tresean Gore. If this fight goes the distance, I think I like Tresean Gore to win as well. He went the distance with Brian Battle, has experience there 3 years ago, Ultimate Fighter experience. I know he got knocked out to Cody Brundage, but he came back off a layoff after that fight. No, he didn't. He fought Josh Fremd, got a guillotine over 2 years ago. And then he had a big 2-year layoff, came back and fought Tricoli. So the last fight was his first fight in 2 years, and he looked fine. He looks like he's improving. I think it's a winnable fight for the underdog. And Tresean Gore is a fighter that made me money before. I've picked before. So there might be a little bit of bias on this one. But let me know in the comments if you like Tresean Gore, Mr. Vicious, as well in this fight. He might even be the most confident underdog for me on the entire event. Although it's not a high confident underdog pick, it's medium confidence, maybe high-low. So I think he has a serious chance to win at plus 275. Let's see if the odds go down, if we can get a better number later in the week. And I'm looking to place a bet on Tresean Gore. Maybe inside the distance, maybe round two inside the distance, or round 2 sub, round 2 KO. I think he can finish the fight. If he wins the decision, it's best to have him on the money line. He has more ways to win. But anything can happen. Tulio is 13-1. He's a prospect from Brazil, training at Chutelbox Diego Lima. He looks like a good striker. Cody Brundage knocked out Tresean Gore, but I just don't think it's going to be that easy. So give me the value. Give me Mr. vicious. Most likely the underdog of the week. So join Patreon. It's $5 a month. Join Discord. Link in the description below. And you can get early access to the dog of the week and the locks of the week for UFC 314. Now we got to fight Mudaerji, Mitch Raposo. And I don't really know what to do. Both these fighters are going to scrap. And I think Sue, as a favorite, is hard to trust. He does have a reach advantage. It's going to play in his favor. He has more credible experience inside of the octagon. But hey, his wins aren't the best. He's been inactive. He's lost his last couple. And as a favorite, I'm not picking him to win. I'll ever so slightly take Mitch Raposo. Because the bookies must know something. I mean, Sue should not be a favorite. They have him as a favorite. He does have a big reach advantage. 8 inches. So this could look like the Ode Osborne fight. Mitch Raposo needs the grappling to work. He needs cage control. And then he's going to need the judges to score that on the feet. It's going to be close and competitive. Obviously, Raposo is going to struggle to get into boxing range. 8-inch reach advantage for Mudaerji. Expect him to be more seasoned on the feet, more comfortable on the feet. So, close fight. I wouldn't want any money on this one. That's for sure. Even if I'm taking the underdog, it's extremely low confidence. It's simply based off a recency bias of his last fight. Split decision 10 months ago to Andre Lima, 8-0. That was a damn good fight. He looked good on short notice. The health, and I'm taking Mitch Raposo, but I'm probably not placing a bet here. That's just the best thing to do. Let's see what happens in this one. If you want to place a bet, go ahead. But I just don't feel comfortable with putting my hard-earned money on this matchup. Flyweight fight, they're going to stand and frickin' bang. One of them might get knocked out. One of them could get submitted. Raposo would be the guy to get the submission, in my opinion. And Mudaerji would be the guy to get the knockout. But let's see how the judges score it, because I expect it to go 15 minutes. Hopefully over 1.5 is a good parlay piece as well. Now we got a banger fight in SD Sedriques Dumas versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Oleksiejczuk opened up as a favorite. Money coming in. Lost his last couple fights. You know, that's telling you enough. He's lost 3 in a row. To the better competition, Dumas would have lost to those guys too. That's the truth. Michal Oleksiejczuk is getting back into the win column. As a favorite, bookies think so. That tells me enough. He has more explosive power. I expect him to get that knockout in round 1. Maybe round 2. Could be round 3. He could just win a decision. But I think he does knock out Sedriques Dumas in this fight, if I'm being completely honest. Because he's going to be hungry for a win off a couple losses. He will be. And he has a lot of knockout wins in round 1. He doesn't normally just pace his way to a decision. So with the explosiveness, the aggressiveness, and off 3 losses, I think he's ready to go. He knocked out Chidi Njokuani round 1 in his last win, 2023. He knocked out Cody Brundage round 1. Sam Alvey round 1. His last 3 wins, all round 1 KO. Maybe that'd be too easy to pick him by round 1 KO in this fight. But I kind of think that's how it's going to go down. He has a split decision win to Modestas Bacchus. He could win a decision. But Dumas, he got knocked out to the Uzbekistan fighter, Ruzoboev, round 1, early stoppage. He got submitted in round 2 to Josh Fremd. It could be a round 2 Michal Oleksiejczuk knockout. So you don't want to get too technical with playing the props. It's poisonous. You can lose money. If you want to get paid, I think Michal Oleksiejczuk on the money line, although it's chalky, is the right side and it's safe to parlay. It should be safe to parlay. Off 3 losses, if he doesn't win, he's getting cut. So expect him to win this fight as a favorite and expect it to be a very safe parlay piece and a potential lock of the week, because how confident I am in potentially this fight ending early. If there's anyone to win by finish, it's Michal Oleksiejczuk. with the finishing upside. I love that as a lock of the week criteria. Criteria for the lock of the week. You need a guy that's able to finish a fight. That's why I had Joanderson Breed too. I thought he would finish the fight quick and early. I wouldn't have to sweat it out. He lost 30-26, got taken down, controlled. I wasn't sweating. I was crying. It was tears of sweat. But it happens, right? Now we're going to move forward, get back into the win column, just like Michal Oleksiejczuk, and I do believe he could be a lock of the week for me. And I think Darren, the damage Elkins, at plus 300 is intriguing. I've picked him as an underdog before. He's been profitable before, but he's 40. And he's not going to keep winning. He's won 2 in a row. It's time for a loss. He's a big underdog. Bookies are onto something. They're pretty sharp. Give the bookies credit. We're trying to beat them, but we got to know what their game plan is, how they open the odds, why they open the odds, at what they're at. And I think Erosa is a rightful favorite at this price. 5 years younger. Yeah, his chin isn't great. I was kind of thinking, what are the chances Darren Elkins can knock out Erosa? Probably pretty high. Yeah. But 4-1 favorite, I'll take Erosa. He can probably submit Elkins going in for a takedown. Elkins is a big wrestler, but he's not the type of guy to get submitted too easy. He's been submitted maybe once. So Erosa probably wins this by a decision. Shows that he's a good striker. Because I don't think he's going to get knocked out to Elkins. He's too slow, too old. So Erosa, surprisingly, will look good on the feet. Win this fight by a decision. More than likely, go for a couple submissions. But I don't think they're going to land or cash in. Credit to the old guy. The damage. He can take a lot of damage. He can get out of a lot of submission attempts. He's slimy. He's slippery. 40 years old or not, I think he can get out of a submission or two from Julian Erosa. So I'm taking Erosa, 4-1 favorite by a decision. There could be value on that prop as well. So let's see what the props are later in the week. Join Discord, Patreon for early access to all the bets, free bets, props of the week, locks of the week, dogs of the week, and much more. Link in the description below. Patreon's only $5 a month, so it's worth your money, 100%. The next fight better be worth your money. He's a 6-1 favorite, Chase Hooper. He's way younger in this fight. 3-inch reach advantage. He's taller, and he's getting better every fight. Getting way better. This is a step up in competition at the right time. We talk about it. These fighters get steps up in competition at the right time by the matchmakers. And this is a clear one to me that it's set up for Chase Hooper. A lot of you agree. He's a 6-1 favorite. We probably think he's going to get a finish win. But this is another one. I think Jim Miller's durable and tough enough to survive a couple submission attempts. He has a couple submission wins of his own. He's powerful on the feet. He could match the striking of Chase Hooper. Yeah, he's improved, but he's still not that great on the feet. Younger, quicker, faster, better cardio, good takedowns, pressure. I just worry about the chin of Chase Hooper. But other than that, he should pace his way to a decision with the cardio, accuracy, and win this fight. Jim Miller's tough on the feet. He can wear some damage, just like Darren Elkins, and he can get out of a couple submission wins. Or he can get out of a couple submissions. He has a lot of submission wins. So, Chase Hooper by a decision. Hopefully value on that prop. He is a 6-1 favorite. He should win. I'm not entirely confident in him to win just to throw him in each and every parlay. I actually like Michal Oleksiejczuk a lot more. The value is a lot better as well for a parlay piece. As for Chase Hooper, it's one, maybe bet him by a decision. If there's a lot of value there, I don't know. Maybe just leave it off. Chase Hooper has no value at 6-1. He just doesn't. Jim Miller KO or Chase Hooper decision. Two props that have a ton of value that I might look to bet. Maybe. Maybe not. Virna Jandiroba. Xiaonan is another fight where maybe not, you know. Yeah, I had a hard time picking who was going to win this fight. Maybe not Bettis. I know, you think Virna's going to win. Look at her. She's sketching me out right now. She has pressure, cardio, relentlessness. She's relentless. She will just push for a win. She's 36, now or never for the title shot. I think she will give it her all in this fight. That's why I don't like the underdog pick, Xiaonan. I should probably change my pick. I think I will. I have a couple underdogs on this card. But this is another underdog that's live. She's better on the feet, in my opinion. More power. She can stuff a couple takedowns, keep it on the feet as well, and win this fight by a decision. She fought a good fight with Weili Zhang. Didn't look incredible. Didn't stand out, but not bad. Went the distance. Looked really good in her last fight against Tabitha Ricci. I want to take Xiaonan, but I do think Virna Jandiroba just puts the pedal to the metal and goes for the win. Submitted Amanda Lemos in her last fight. You can tell she is relentless in her fights. More relentless than Xiaonan. It's hard to say because she is gritty. Xiaonan is gritty. Underrated. And I do think she can win. So flip a coin in this fight. Don't bet it. Platinum members have Xiaonan. Decision for me, very low confidence. But mid-video, it's like, Virna might just win this fight. She is a favorite, you know. But now or never, too. That's the thing for Virna. Xiaonan already fought for the belt. And Weili Zhang don't want to fight her again, so Virna wins this fight, she could be the next one in line for a title shot. That easy. You know, the motivation, the relentlessness is there. She's looking me right in the eye, and I'm thinking I'm going to change my pick. She's going to win. She is going to at least fight for your money for the win. As a favorite, bookies opened her up as a favorite. Let's hope the bookies are sharp in the strawweight fight between Xiaonan and Virna Jandiroba, because I'm changing my pick from Xiaonan to Virna Jandiroba. I still think the fight will go 15 minutes and be very competitive. It could go either way. All right. Still low confidence in the pick. Switching it over to Virna Jandiroba, though. And the next fight between Dan 50K Iggy and Sean the Sniper Woodson is kind of the reason why I was deciding to change the pick from Xiaonan to Virna Jandiroba. I'll take Virna as a favorite, but now I'm taking the underdog, Dan Iggy. Competitive fight with Lerone Murphy. Very competitive fight with Diego Lopes, who's now fighting for a belt. And Dan Iggy stepped in, days notice, hours notice, and won round 3. Clearly won round 3. Dan's lost a couple. He's due for the win. Sean Woodson, I picked against him in his last fight. He won in round 1. Good for him. Good for him. The sniper sniped. Round 1 KO. In this fight, it's not going down like that. Dan Iggy might get that knockout in round 1. One of my more confident underdog picks on this event. He's lacking a 7-inch reach advantage. Not great. He could get sniped. He's there to be hit, but his corner, his coach, will have him set up with a great game plan to get the win. He's at Extreme Couture, training hard each and every day. He's determined for a win off 2 losses. His last win, knockout, Andre Fili. Less than 2 years ago, he also had a decision win versus Nate Landwehr. He can push forward, and he can be the better striker. It's just going to be hard with a 7-inch reach advantage on the other side. The sniper might be able to snipe with that 7-inch reach advantage. Round 1 KO, a decision win to Alex Caceres for Sean Woodson, and then he had a split decision win to Charles Jourdain. So I do think there is a way for Dan Iggy to be the better fighter. More experienced, the better striker. It's just the 7-inch reach advantage is a little sketchy. As an underdog, I'm taking Dan 50K Iggy. He's fought the better competition. And Sean Woodson, like, split decision with Jourdain. A unanimous decision with Alex Caceres. The knockout power is not there every fight. He went the distance with Dennis Bazooka and got the win there. And then he had a draw nearly 3 years ago to Luis Saldana, 16-7. So I think Dan Iggy clearly fought the better competition. In his losses, he lost to Bryce Mitchell, unanimous decision, Diego Lopes fighting for the belt, and Lerone Murphy, probably soon to be fighting for a belt. I got to go with Dan Iggy in this fight. Fade and Sean Woodson, once again. And the next fight is a banger between Dominick Reyes and Nikita Krylov. A stylistic matchup that is going to be a clash. Krylov can get the submission early in this fight. Any round, with that being said. Now, Dominick Reyes, with the knockout power on the other side, he could get the knockout early or any round as well. So it's hard to pick a side. If you like the grappler, the submission potential for Krylov, you're probably taking the favorite. If you think the knockout's live and Dominick Reyes 2.0 is fully activated, you're probably taking the plus 170 underdog. Maybe growing as an underdog because I don't know how many people are picking him to win. They might not trust in his chin, his durability, and I don't know if I completely trust it either. He is 35. He's been away from sport for a while. He came back and beat Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith, but now he has to fight Krylov. Krylov, thankfully, has been out for 2 years, a little bit of ring rust, and he just submitted Ryan Spann. So I don't think he's that big of a threat. 2-year layoff, he's going to be rusty, and I don't think he's going to be ready for Reyes. So give me the underdog in this fight again. Dominick Reyes. Dan Iggy. I'm not taking Xiaonan anymore, but I had Mitch Raposo and Tresean Gore. Underdogs are barking, and I have to pick a couple more underdogs on this card. So that's why I changed Xiaonan to Virna Jandiroba. There's no way like 6-7 underdogs win on this event. Maybe they do. Underdogs are live in 2025. Undefeated fighters losing is live in 2025. Except for Torres Finney. He's a fucking truck. He'll just drive his way to the win. Wrestle. That might be the path to victory for this next guy. Patricio Pitbull from Bellator. Might be the path to victory. Yair Rodriguez got exploited on the ground to Brian Ortega. He can get taken down and controlled. So Pitbull might want to wrestle and look for a submission or wrestle his way to a decision. Underdog again, could be very live, a ton of experience, but he's 37. Yair, off a loss, is ready to win. He has to be. He submitted Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett is not an easy guy to finish. And I think Yair looked pretty good in that fight. He looked good in a lot of other fights, but he did lose to Volkanovski. That's only going to give him good experience. That's only going to give a guy like that good experience. 32 years old, in his prime. I think he's ready for a win, at least by a decision over Patricio Pitbull. Come on now. Coming from Bellator to collect a check, I don't think he's going to check in and be the guy that's going to take down control and submit Yair Rodriguez and go and fight for a belt in the UFC. Not happening. Michael Venom Page was lucky to get it going. All right? But 37 is a little bit too old to get it going here versus Yair Rodriguez. Mexican blood, too. He's going to grind his way to a win. And he can stop a couple takedowns. I surely hope so. He's been working on that. I would surely hope so. 2 losses in a row for Yair. His last win was to Josh Emmett. A bad shoulder injury for Brian Ortega gave him a win there. So he's not looking great over his last 5 fights. But before that, he knocked out the Korean Zombie. A beautiful knockout at the end of the fight. Very last final seconds of the fight. So he's dangerous on the feet. He's a seasoned striker. And he should pace his way to a decision in this fight. If he gets the finish, great. But I do think he should beat a guy like Patricio Pitbull Coming from Bellator at 37 years old. People might disagree. They'll probably fall for the trap. But I was about to fall for the trap too because Jon Anik has me a little scared. Jon Anik kind of hyping up Bellator's guy here. Jon Anik was hyping up Pitbull at the presser. Has me a little worried. Why is Jon Anik so horny for Pitbull? It seemed like Jon Anik was trying to welcome him into the UFC. Maybe he was just being a nice guy. I don't think a UFC debut is going his way or the way Jon Anik wants it to go. Maybe Jon Anik was just being nice. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But if Pitbull wins, it's because Jon Anik was pulling some strings out back. He's pulling some strings. Yair, if he loses 3 in a row, though, I will be shocked. That title shot just destroyed you. And Bryce Mitchell is getting destroyed by media, by people in the MMA community. But he's not a bad guy. He just says some dumb shit. You know? Some stuff you just don't need to say or talk about. You know? Keep your opinions to yourself on certain subjects. You don't have to use your platform for stuff like that. But Bryce Mitchell is going to use a platform to try and beat Jean Silva, 15-2, a fighting nerd. A big favorite as well. And I think Silva will win and land a kill shot round 1 and make it look that easy. Bryce Mitchell just had nothing on the feet versus Josh Emmett. He looked improved versus Edson Barboza. He looked even more improved versus Kron Gracie. But he's training at a smaller gym than Jean Silva with lesser caliber fighters. And I think Silva's just going to continue to improve and be ready to go in this fight. Stop takedowns, get an early knockout punch. He's a more powerful fighter. He will push forward for the win. And yeah, he's been taken down before, but quick to get back up to his feet. And he's going to be quick to learn from that, any mistakes he's ever made, because he's training at the Fighting Nerds, and those guys will continue to improve at a rapid rate. This should be a rapid, quick finish for Jean Silva because of the explosiveness, the power, how bad he wants to hurt Bryce Mitchell. He's not going to sit back and relax. Foot on the gas, go for the win. This is Bryce Mitchell's punishment. Round 1 knockout loss again. They seen how easy he could get knocked out in round 1. Then they give him Jean Silva off a round 1 knockout win to Melsik Baldasarian. And a knockout win to Drew Dober. And a knockout win to, and a knockout win to, and a knockout. Come on now. Jean Silva's probably going to knock out Bryce Mitchell. Intriguing to take the underdog. You want to feel bad for him, but you can still feel bad for him and cheer for him and not pick him. So that's what I'm going to do. Jean Silva's the pick. Round 1 KO. I can't go against this guy, though. I can't. I can't. I can't go against Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. Pimblett, I literally seen him lose to Jared Gordon. He lost. He's going to lose this fight. If there's anyone more due for a loss in the UFC, if there's anyone more due for a loss on this event, oh, Paddy the baddie. It might be a bad performance from Paddy Pimblett in this fight. He didn't look good versus Jared Gordon. And Michael Chandler is levels above that. He's levels above King Green. He's levels above anyone at Cage Warriors that Paddy has fought. I like Paddy. Hey, don't get me wrong. I'm a Paddy fan. Huge Paddy fan. But there's levels to this. And I'm in it to make money. Chandler's a plus 130 underdog. People sleeping on him. Sleeping on his power. Sleeping on his wrestling. Chandler can win this fight on the ground, on the feet, by a decision. Anywhere. Anywheres. Any place, any time, anywhere. Michael Chandler is all in for the win here. He cannot afford to lose. He cannot afford to lose this one. He's going for the win, all or nothing. He's going to be way more calculated. I know he will be. He said he's going to be. He's not just going to go out there and entertain for everybody. So expect a more calculated approach from Michael Chandler. Be ready. Expect him to go out there and fight like he wants to win. Better IQ. His fight IQ has been low, but I don't think it's always low. I think he just says, hey, throw out the technical stuff and let's just bang it out, be entertaining. And that's what the fans want to see. But now Michael Chandler knows that his fans want to see him win. His family wants to see him win, and he wants to win himself. He's so motivated for this fight. I'm not going against him. And yeah, he is definitely the most confident underdog on this event for me. At this point, I've taken 5, 6 underdogs. But this one is the most confident underdog for me on this event, plus 130 against Patty Pimblett, who is more than due for a loss. That's all I'm going to say. 8 years younger in this fight. He is improving. He is training hard. He does have dedication, motivation, precision, and grappling. Especially a nice submission ability in this fight to win. If Patty wins, it'll have to be by a fluky submission or a very nice submission win. Other than that, I think Michael Chandler survives, wins a decision, maybe knocks out Patty. I do know he will do whatever he can to win in his power, and he has a ton of power, so I'm picking my guy, Michael Chandler. I picked him against Charles Oliveira. He threw out the skills and the technical stuff and just entertained, was throwing looping shots, very inaccurate, but I do think he will tighten things up, go for the win here, and people are going to be caught sleeping on him. I do believe that. Now in this next fight, who's going to be caught sleeping? Old man Volk, Alexander Volkanovski back to defend his belt versus Diego Lopes, a quick striker, a fast striker, 6 years younger, a lot taller. He can use his range, but he can gas later in the fight. He won his last fight by a decision, and he beat Dan Iggy by a decision and completely lost round 3. And he's an underdog in this fight. Diego Lopes, the emo kid, is getting a fight, well-deserved, one that's going to be well viewed, but I don't think he's going to show up and show out. He's just going to show up. And when he shows up, he's probably going to get finished later in the fight, round 4 or 5, championship rounds, versus one of the best champions, the great Alexander Volkanovski, who is going to be very eager for the win. Been putting in the work over the last couple months, a year and a month. Got knocked out, Tulio. He's taken a good year off, well recovered. I think the chin, isn't the best where it was a couple years ago, but it's good enough to survive because he's so defensive. He has good wrestling, and his fighter's IQ is still there. He's still the Volkanovski that we thought he was, the great one. He had to fight Topuria and Makhachev in his weight class or around his weight class. Those are the only 2 fighters that are complete exceptions to knock out a guy like Volk. Everyone else, it's like, okay, that can't happen. So, can't discredit Volk for a loss to Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev by knockout. We can't discredit him. So he's probably going to win this fight. Takedowns, pressure, better striker, easy win. Retain the belt, beat Diego Lopes, who's showing up and not showing out. He's just getting that check, entertaining the fans, bringing some views into the UFC, and getting a rightful title shot. 30 years old. He'll be around for another 6 years when Volk is not around. So, hey, don't doubt on Diego Lopes. This is going to do him great things in the future. I think he'll get great experience from this fight. I even think he can win a couple rounds. Like 3-2 Volk, split decision. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that, man. Diego Lopes, if he wants to steal round 1 and 2 and then Volk win 3, 4, 5, I can see that happening. That's where I'm leaning. Maybe Volk 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, maybe the judges score a stupid round 3 or 4 for Diego. Like, I'll take a 3-2 Volk unanimous split. That's how I see it going down. There is a chance that he can finish a guy like Diego, but Diego will be well-trained and hungry for a win. And he has dedication, so I don't expect him to get finished too easily in this opportunity. It takes two to make one great fight. So shout out to all the fighters on this event. They're going to throw down and go to town. Hopefully we can make some money when we show up and go to town with these fighters. Fight Fiends, forecasters. We got to show up, show out this week. The locks let us down last week. The dog of the week let us down last week. But we can't get discouraged. We've still had an incredible run. We're still consistent each and every event. So yeah, we're going to have some bad weeks. We're going to have some picks wrong. That's what it is. That's the game. But we are right back to it, ready to get back into the win column. And I have high confidence we can do just that. We've been having a great run over the last number of weeks. One bad week, 2 bad weeks ain't going to make me butthurt. I'm ready to get back into the win column with the locks of the week, with the dog of the week. Join Patreon, $5 a month. Let's get it, Fight Fiends and Forecasters. And you know it's time to comment your lock parlay. Put hashtag F3, plus 100 odds or above, and let me know your lock parlay. If you want the props, over, unders, put an underdog in there. It don't matter. Put your lock parlay, 2 locks, 3 locks, 4 locks, whatever you want to do, but the odds have to be above plus 100. If I have 3 winners, the highest odds in a tiebreaker get the win. So if a plus 300 parlay hits, a plus 200 parlay hits, and a plus 100 parlay hits, the highest odds is plus 300, so they get the win and the $100 in the tiebreaker. Look at the last 2 winners. The MMA Husky Hustler, he put in a lock parlay, him and his Husky. They were putting in a lot of work as well. They even have a YouTube channel going. So if you want some more information, some more intel on these fights, check out the Husky Hustler. Him and his Husky are putting in the work just like me. Look at Bryn Ray. She had an underdog, and she won some big money on that one, I would say. So Bryn Ray collecting a bag, meaning business, looking to do it again as well. So be like Bryn Ray. Be like MMA Husky Hustler and get that money. Thanks everybody for joining the Fight Fiend Forecast, subscribing, liking the video, commenting below. I'll be back for the final forecast later in the week, so stay forecasted. I'll have the locks. I'll have the dog of the week, and you'll be ready. Let's get back into the win column here. Let's go. Come on now. Get up. Get up. Stop sitting around. Do what you got to do, and do it. Let's go.